Space Movement's April the 21st, 2019. This is part two, all right? Um, and this is the second reason why the cathedral in Notre Dame was burnt down, all right? We told you why, the financial reasons in the first part. That's why they really did it. But on top of it, they had a ceremony, right? All right, so the Notre Dame fire shot claim Nostradamus predicted the disaster. All right, and we got to scroll down. And the head of heirs Jupiter and Saturn, God eternal, what changes can be expected? Following a long centuries, evil will return. France and Italy, what emotion will you undergo? Remember, the cathedral burnt down 100 years after the Titanic and the rise of socialism. The day of the fire, heirs Jupiter and Saturn was all in the places that he says that of change. That's change in the astronomy world. All right, folks. And it's returning back to France and Italy. So, what happened during the 19th century? Socialism, communism was on the rise. And it was from the Russian Revolution. And you had the I forgot how to pronounce it. Let me find it. The Bolsheviks started. Remember, their ceremony to burn down the Notre Dame Cathedral, all right, is the rise of socialism in the world. And Nostradamus predicted that. All right, I'm not sure if he's Christian or Catholic. Most likely he was out there as a pagan. All right, folks. But they put that in the news so you guys will connect that. All right, folks. And it's all over the place so you guys could connect that. They want people to be in chaos, fear, instead of hope. All right. So the ceremony is to bring in the new world order of socialism and the rise of the Antichrist. And 100 years before, like Nostradamus said, the rise of evil once again in a century thing, 100 years, is socialism. And it's affecting our whole country and the world. Other places got stage fire. All right, like I said, socialism, communism, all right, both the same as the far left and democratic parties around the world. And on the right side, you got fascism. All right. There's a little difference because you got dictators that make absolute rules, but they run the country like a socialism government. And one of the stages, people wanted the Nazis during World War II. All right, people wanted the Bolshevik during the Russian Revolution that happened in 1917. All right, folks, and they started off small, and it grew, and it affected countries after countries. People want socialism, or they want Nazism, and Nazis took over Germany when they burnt down the Reichstag fire and blame it on the communists. But they still burnt down their own building, just like Notre Dame was burnt down. What do we know about the president of France? His name is Emmanuel Macron. All right, and he's been in office since May 14th, 2017. All right. His political party is the Socialist Party. All right. But he's independent now. But the truth is, he always been part of the Socialist Party, folks. Everything, your Socialist Party, your communism, your socialism, and most of the time you got to get elected through Democrats or you got to be independent. But he has that strong faith in socialism. All right. And we're going to show you the same symbols around the world right now. All right, Science Po. You went to the school, Science Po. You can see the red. All right, it's a prime institution of higher learning to French politics and administrative elite, and one of the most prestiged and selected European school in social science. It's a socialism school. College for political party to put in your head socialism. All right, folks. And you got to think when the French defeated the French-Persian War 18, and They believe in socialism. All right. So this is the Socialist Party of France. All right. You can see the flower in the hand, the PS. All right. And there's the Socialist Party of France, the Social Democrats. You can see Social Democrats. It's a political party in France, and for decades, the largest party of the French center left. So they're left, Democrats, right? The PS used to be one of the two major political parties in the French Fifth Republic, along with the Republican. The Socialist Party replaced the early French section of Workers' International. All right. So, and if you go down, the PS is a member of the Party of European Socialists. All right. And you can see the flower in the hand. You're like, oh, what does this get? What does this ceremony has to do with socialism? They're bringing in socialism, folks. All right. Here in America, you can see the flower, the handshakes, the Democrat Socialists of America, same symbology, red, green, hands, flowers. All right. And their main member right now, their top member is Bernie Sanders as he's running for the United States presidency. And what's crazy is everyone's like, oh, Donald Trump is Republican. He's the far right, and he represents fascism. But before, the reason Donald Trump was elected is to bring down the democracy of the United States of America. He was a Democrat before he was a Republican. He knew Hillary Clinton and all that. And the Democrats are socialists nowadays for the past 20 years. Since Bill Clinton been in office, it's been just getting more communist socialist ideal. We ain't free no more in America. You're either far left or far right. And Donald Trump is trying to destroy the last of democracy. And of course, the next president is going to be Democrat. It's going to be completely different. It's going to be against our freedom of speech, the freedom of the internet, journalism, all that stuff, shutting down social media, to believe what the corporate media is telling you. All right. If you only believe in the corporate media, that is called propaganda, folks. If there ain't no other journalism out there that's revealing the truth, and you only could go off what the government will sponsor media, that is socialism. That's what communist countries do. All right. And when Nostradamus said this, let's go back to Nostradamus. The head of Eris. I hope this loads up faster. The head of Eris, Jupiter, and Saturn, God eternal, what changes can be expected? Following a long century, 100 years ago, this is when socialism came about. All right? Came about the same day the ceremony took place is the same day the Titanic went down, and after socialism was on the ride. World War I, the Russian Revolution that introduced socialism and communists, and World War II, and then the Cold War. We've been at war with the socialism for over a century, and it got killed out completely, right? Supposedly, after the Berlin Wall fall during the 1990, all right? But it's back, folks, and it's back with a vengeance because it changed its identity, all right? And evil will return France and Italy. And my warning tonight on April the 21st, 2019, possibly in the next month, within the next year, we're going to see something big happening in Italy too. All right, folks. It could happen the next week. Something could happen in Italy because it says France and Italy. So, when we go, we've seen that Democratic Party of Italy. The Democratic Party of Italy is the Social Democratic Party. All right. So the whole Democratic Party of Italy is socialism. Yes, you got the green and red within the Democratic Party, but it's all socialism. You can see the red, you can see the green, you can see the flower. All right. Same symbology as Democratic Socialists of America, Socialist Party. All right, folks. And one more thing. If you look at this map, this is the international symbol of Socialists International logo. You can see the hand, the flower, and you can see all the red, where it's at. It's here too in America, but it's not in power yet. All right, folks. And a lot of these socialists is democratic. And here we go. The socialist democratic parties or parties, if you look, it's all Democrats, social Democrats. And in Italy, it's just straight up the Democratic Republic that we just showed you. All right, folks? And that was in Nostradamus' prophecy. Now you're saying, what does socialism have to do with Notre Dame? Now you're starting to get it. And how is that a ceremony? All right? So we're seeing stuff. Here's the fire. This lady said that she seen Jesus in the fire. All right? But she's not the only one. People were seeing all different kinds of demons and stuff in the fire. Now, if you look at this fire closely, all right, you may see an angel, you may see whatever. If you see where the scalps are, all right, where all the wood beams are, this is how May Day celebrations are with that kind of fire. You see the pyramid, all that, and you're like, oh, what's May Day? All right, May Day is a pagan holiday. All right, and it's one of the four celestial, the spring. This represents spring, and it's any time between April the 14th to May the 3rd. Different countries, different things. You can see the pyramids. They have bonfires, and you guys could go by yourself and go look what days they are. All right, and this year Passover ends. You see, this one says April the 30th right here. It's all different days. All right, and if you go look, they tell you, I'll just show you. But one of the major festivals is called the Belton, all right, Fire Festival. You guys could come back, check it out. It's going to be at the bottom. I ain't got that much time. All right. And the Belton is an Angelic name for a Galactic May Day Festival. Most common, it is held on May the 4th, or about halfway between the spring equinox and the summer solstice. Historically, it was widely observed throughout Ireland, Isle of Man. All right, it's one of the four Galactic season festival, along with Sam, Embolic, and all that stuff. All right, and if you go to Belton, all right, it is called the Belton Fire Fest. All right, and what's crazy about this is it is a fire fest. All right, folks, and it's happening. It happens between even an ancient society. The May Day represents between April the 14th till May the 3rd. All right, and another thing about May Day, if you go to the top. It's usually celebrated May the 1st. Is an ancient Northern Hemisphere spring festival and traditional spring holiday in many cultures. Dancing, singing, and cakes are usually part of the festival. In the late 19th century, May Day was chosen as the date for International Workers' Day by the Socialists and Communists of the Second International to commemorate the Haymarket Affair in Chicago. All right, folks. And May Day, if you look at a lot of communist countries, even here in America, our May Day, all right, just go to the bottom and check it out. It is a socialism ritual of burning. All right, Nostradamus did his prediction 100 years ago, and it happened on the day, of the Notre Dame fire. All right, folks. So the past and the present. All right, and one of the fires that they do around the world starts on April the 27th on Saturday, the end of Passover. And Passover, Easter is always between April, from the beginning of April all the way to sometimes in the beginning of May, folks. All right, folks. It's one of these big Samhain festival, and Samhain is the October festival, but Samhain, the word, means a derivative god, the god of the underworld. All right, folks. So just be informed about that. All right. This talks about how the people celebrate, how the pagans celebrate May Day. All right. And it's not just celebrated by pagans; it's celebrated by social, the International Workers' Day. All right, folks. If you look at your calendar, it's going to say Workers' Day, the Work Day. All right. It's a socialism holiday. And before the Belton and this Fire Fest that's happening right now, all right. And before I leave, I'm going to say one thing, and this is Revelation. All right, I'm a Yahshuan. I believe in the Most High. but I believe it in a different kind of way. And this is Revelation 15. And go check this out and look at what happened in Notre Dame. And I saw another sign in heaven, great and marvelous, 7 angels having the 7 last plagues, for in them it filled up with the wrath of Yahweh. And I saw as it were a sea of glass mingled with fire, and then had gotten the victory over the beast and over his image and over his mark and over the number of his name, stand on the sea of glass having the harps of Yahweh. And they sang a song of Moses the servant. Remember those people outside? Of Yahweh. And the song of the Lamb, saying, great and marvelous are the work Yahweh our Elohim Almighty. Just and true are the ways thou kings of saint. Alright, folks. And what's crazy about that is that they talk about mingled glass and the fire and in it. Alright, and we still see this picture because I do believe in the Heavenly Father, folks. I'm trying to give you some hope. Alright, they did this ceremony. They burnt down Notre Dame to get the money so the people could pay for it and build a new Notre Dame. Alright, folks, you got to remember there's gargoyles and beasts all over this place. It's over 856 years old. They're sacrificing it. Alright, folks. And the ceremony is to bring in what Nostradamus even said it. And the same days that those moons and planets line up was on May the 15th, 170 years after the Titanic. Alright, folks. And it's bringing this old age century evil again. The rise of socialism for the New World Order and the Antichrist spirit. The New World Order government is going to be socialism, and the Antichrist spirit is already amongst the land. People, mothers against their children, children against their parents, the belief of the religion and government and all this stuff. They divided us, and we must have hope. All right, folks. Find the truth. All right, folks. This is the No Face Movement. Please like, subscribe, follow me on YouTube, Facebook. This is the movement. Moving. Till next time. Facing off.